So today, what I want to talk to you about is going to be Release 22, just at a high level, and talk a little bit about the JD Edwards product strategy, and then talk about the JD Edwards mobile strategy. So with Release 22, you might be asking yourself, well, why Release 22? As we know that, like most modern software organizations, JD Edwards is developing and delivering on a single continuous delivery code line, and that code line is 9.2. And hence why release 9.2. So we thought that this change is needed to change the naming convention to better reflect the innovation of JD Edwards in 9.2, because sometimes people think that if we're on 9.2 and we're not going to another code line, they think that this is the end of JD Edwards, but that's not true. And to simply put it, the current release of having a major .my invention has, outlived liability, and it makes it seem like JD Edwards is in maintenance mode, and that is not true, because as you all are aware, many of you should be aware, is that JD Edwards continues to make enhancements at least 2 to 3 times every. And so, kind of like the Oracle Cloud apps that have this release naming convention of like 22A, 22B, and so on, we're changing the naming convention so that it kind of tracks with the current year, and the current year is 22, and so expect to see release 23 in the fall, and then release 24 next in the following year, and so on. So that's kind of the road that we're taking. And so the idea is that JD Edwards is going to continue to deliver enhancements on the 9.2 code line for at least and support that for at least another 10 years or so. And the only thing that would cause us to go to something like 9.3 would be some type of technological advancement or whatever, but that's just not part of our plan at the current time. Next slide, please. And so we're in the transition and just kind of at a high level talk about the JD Edwards product strategy, and I'm just focusing in really on application optimization. And with respect to applications, JD Edwards continues to focus in 3 areas for our customers. First is to protect your business. Second is to improve your business. And third is to future-proof your business. So when we look at protecting your business, in this area, this is where JD Edwards is focused on making it easier for you to operate in various markets, industries, and geographies by first of all, delivering on country-specific reporting requirements, supporting the ever-changing global accounting standards, and by really just paying attention to evolving industry standards, such as those that are driven by government agencies like the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, and the Food and Drug Administration, FDA. In the area of improving your business, this is where JD Edwards is really hyper-focused on customer-driven product improvements. JD Edwards, we are listening to your pain points, and we're delivering these productivity improvements that help to simplify the user experience and to eliminate any of those non-value added manual steps, and of course to get rid of customizations and excuse me, any of those clumsy workarounds that might be out there. And then in the area of future-proofing your business, the goal here is just to make it easier for you to take advantage of any new business opportunities and to leverage new technologies. JD Edwards has always, focused on delivering a completely integrated application that offers not only flexibility, but also, and when I say flexibility, I'm talking about configuration with, with the use of our processing options and so on. And then also with personalization. We have a lot of tools that are part of the tool set, such as Page Composer, list view grid formats and that type of thing that can help simplify and make things easy for you. And we also look to position our applications to support your business opportunities, like the ability for financial reports to support you in your joint venture opportunities. And also we're focused on leveraging the latest technology, like visual data visualization, like maps, calendars, and charts, and so on. And so we'll continue to be dedicated to making sure that the product is both scalable, configurable, and it's easy to personalize and easy to adopt. Next slide, please. Excuse me. So having said that, I just want to just remind everyone on the call about the product catalog. Because in release 22, we've got numerous enhancements, and I didn't really call out any of those enhancements because we just have so many that are on this current code line. And you can go to the product catalog and from the Learn JDE website, and when you go out there, you'll see that you have a brief description of what the enhancement is. And you'll also notice that in the lower portion of the screen that you can link out to all of the supporting collateral that supports that enhancement. And then also the download feature is where it'll take you right to the update center so that you can be right there to start to take the ESU if that's what you would like to do at that time. And so you'll also find that, if you go out to the product catalog, you can also do a compare of releases so that you can, do a comparison of 9.1 to 9.2, comparison of 9.2 from, let's say, 2016 and compare it to 9.2 in 22. So there's a lot of feature functionality there to help you learn more about the JDE Edwards product. Next slide, please. And so then when it comes to the mobile strategy, basically what this diagram represents is the primary components that JDE Edwards uses in our mobile strategy, which is namely that customers and partners can choose a front-end development tool and then use the JDE Edwards orchestrator to connect to the JDE Edwards data and logic and bring that back to the UI of your choice. And JDE Edwards is not the only backend that you could connect to. You could use the orchestrator to connect to other backend systems and bring in the data. And this model, the thing that I want to point out too is that this model is just not limited to mobile, but you can also develop web applications. Could be used with chatbots. And the thing is, and that keep in mind though, is that the common denominator is the orchestrator, and that is the key. I mean, you could use Atom IQ, for example, as your front end tool, and you could use others as well. The orchestrator is the common denominator. And so you may be asking, well, why this approach for our mobile strategy? So let me just give a little history here, and some of you may recall this. About 5 or 6 years ago, JDE Edwards began developing mobile apps using Oracle's mobile application framework, MAP. And in most cases, when we did those apps, customers wanted to customize the math-based app and have a different UI, or they wanted to support additional use cases to meet their specific needs for their specific business processes. And so the desire to customize led customers to pursue the creation of their own built-for-purpose mobile applications. So the short of it is that when we built those mobile applications, they were fit for purpose, they were role-based, and sometimes they just didn't meet the needs of all of our customers. And so those customers wanted to have flexibility to choose their front-end development tool to meet their own requirements. And another contributing factor, and perhaps really a driver for us in the JDE Edwards business unit, was that Oracle announced that they were not going to support the mobile application framework after June of next year. And so once we learned that, then we just be proactive and look for an alternative. The other thing too that was important is, you know, the change in the technology. It's the advent of the low-code, no-code platforms that, you know, are really revolutionizing application development work today. And so, you know, with these low-code, no-code tools, you simplify the application development and you avoid a lot of manual work. And then not only that, but, you know, these low-code, no-code tools, they provide simple interfaces that, you know, help you to build new apps. And then not only that, but, and these are some of the key things, is that it's done with a low investment of money, time, and specialized skills. And with some of these low-code, no-code tools, a person like myself who has no programming skills could actually, you know, go in and do something and contribute because it's easy to do. For example, like, you know, our VBCS tool, which is, you know, drag and drop. And so basically our overall objective for our mobile strategy then is to try to align with our customer requirements and align with where the industry is headed with, you know, low-code, no-code tools. And of course, to make sure that JDE Edwards is aligning with the overall Oracle user experience direction for both mobile and web applications. And then of course, the benefits to this is that, you know, when you think about it, is that customers have flexibility and choice and control because you get to choose your front-end development tool and take advantage of the JDE Edwards tool set. And any of those orchestrations that you create, they belong to you as a customer and part of your lifecycle management. And so that kind of wraps up with what I wanted to share with you. But before I move on to the next slide, I just want to mention that we, just to give you an example, there's a customer, a diversified metals manufacturing company that adopted this strategy. And what they did was they used Android software development kit because they decided that they were going to be an Android shop. And so what they did is they created about a dozen or so mobile applications to support their inventory and their shop floor operations. And the result was that they are now doing over 300,000 transactions a month using those 10 mobile applications and using the orchestrator to create those mobile applications, well, to connect to the data and logic in JDE Edwards. Next slide, please. I'll try to wrap this up for you. So then our call to action then is that embrace and adopt release 22. And to our JDE Edwards customers, we try to encourage you to get as current as possible, as soon as possible. But that's the beauty of a continuous development innovation model, is that you can enjoy the benefits of release 22 and not necessarily have to take all that we offer. You can choose what it is that you want to do. And then just a reminder, make sure you go and check out the product catalog. There are a lot of enhancements out there for release 22, and it really should be your first stop. And finally, to orchestrate your mobile initiative with using the orchestrator. And I'm going to turn it over to Arun so that he can share with you what Atom IQ is doing with regards to the mobile strategy that we've put forth. So